Gary Hults of New Milford, Connecticut has owned his Ford Gran Torino Sport for 50 years.
It's a 1973. I bought it in May 5th of 1974.
He bought it used from a guy who worked for Ford.
The car listed for $5,400, brand new. I paid $2,800 1 year later with 14,000 miles onto it. It's got a 351 Cleveland 4-wheel with a 4-speed and posi. It's actually my second car I ever owned. My first car was a 63 Ford Fairlane that had a 260 with a 4-speed into it. And then this was just an opportunity where it was a much nicer car, heavier car, nice looking, and for the price and everything. So it became a daily driver along with my Torino, along with my Fairlane. But I wouldn't drive the Torino in the winter, only on nice roads. And I drove my other car in the winter with snow tires and everything. It's what we did back in the 60s and 70s.
The sporty two-door Gran Torino Sport has loads of options, including power windows and door locks and air conditioning.
It's a fun car to drive. It's a 4-speed, which I like.
The Torino was Ford's intermediate line and had a very visible profile. People still remember it.
They always ask, is it a Starsky and Hutch car? And it's not a Starsky and Hutch car. It's more like the Torino car, and the Gran Torino movie car.
The Gran Torino Sport has about 266,000 miles on the odometer. The engine has been rebuilt.
I rebuilt the motor for the first time at 202,000 miles. A friend and I, we built it then. We had another 100 horsepower. It still has the original rear end and transmission into it.
In 2006, it underwent a 2-year restoration.
It had some body rot, even though it wasn't driven in the winter, and you couldn't buy anything new, so I bought used parts from Atlanta, Georgia, and then the nightmare of restorations came about.
In repainting it, Hults made sure the mags matched the body color.
Most Quagga wheels, the center part is silver, and I had some leftover paint, and I was able to paint inside of it, and it just adds that little extra touch to it that makes it different than somebody else's wheels. It's been a fantastic car, very low maintenance. I'm a mechanic, so I change the oil every 2,000 miles onto it. When I rebuilt the motor 200,000, it was spotless inside.
Hults doesn't drive the Gran Torino Sport very much.
Probably averages 2,000 miles a year onto it in nice weather, yes. I don't take it to the mall or anything like that. I go to car shows, or I'll just go up and take it on a ride on 84.
And the reason for taking it on the interstate?
I think something about you have to clear the carbon out once in a while.
Hults never intended to keep the car for so long, but has no plans to part with it.
When I bought it, I didn't do that with the intentions of doing that, but it's just something that happened. I've owned it so long that I had car seats in it for my kids, and then after I had it all redone, I had car seats in it for my grandkids. The money couldn't replace it, and I'll just pass it on to I have 2 sons. They'll have to duke it out.
That's Ride Connecticut. I'm Bud Wilkinson, and please subscribe to Ride Connecticut's YouTube channel.